I mean, I don't have time to play with you. I'm making dinner now.
Charles, what are we gonna do?
I'm watching you to figure out what we're gonna do. You have all the great lives and the great posts.
No, you have the knowledge.
All right, okay, what's the question? Okay, let me sit down and get in a proper seat somewhere. Burn up my food.
You know, you synthesize things in a way and give it back to us in a
Okay.
very practical fashion. So
Okay. So what's the question?
Mix of what? So with what's going on right now,
Yes.
what is the practical action? What is not even just what is a practical action that folks can take to not feel like they are? I mean, everyone feels insane.
Yeah,
I mean, is there like? I mean,
I guess what do people want to hear right now? Because what we do as a society is that we steer clear of the difficult things that make our heads hurt, and so we basically try to just live our lives and find whatever joy we can find, and sometimes that means dialing out, and a lot of people dial out, and sometimes you need to do that just for mental health reasons, but things like this Supreme Court ruling make people dial in very quickly. And then they say, well, what the hell's going on around here? Like, why is this happening? And I'm like, it's kind of been happening. People have been dialed out a little bit, This has been happening for 50 years. This has been happening urgently for the last, a few months. We've seen the decision for, a few months. And I see a lot of people rightfully angry, but not knowing where to direct it. Democrats didn't do enough. Obama had the courts for so long, had the Congress for supermajority for so long. Biden had it for so long. And, I think all that's true. And in fact, institutionalists can be accomplices on some level. And also, I think it is a natural reaction when people see a fundraising email go out and say, "Give me $15." As soon as your rights are taken away, that it's abrasive. It's abrasive, and so I understand people's reactions to all that, and yet I just need everybody to understand that you are a hostage. Right, so people are behaving like they are free and able to do things and demand things, and in fact, you are operating as a hostage. You are hostage to a two-party political system. It's a binary choice. You have some choices in the way to exert pressure in the primaries, and you better use it. Because that's the moment you can pick someone who's slightly better than the other person, more aligned with you than the other person. After that, it's a binary choice. And somebody's going to appoint a Supreme Court justice. That's the way it's going to work. And, I can sit here and I can, write a list as long as my body of all the reasons that there were issues with Hillary Clinton. At the same time, it's a binary choice. Either is an open Supreme Court seat. There's no choice. Well, what are you talking? You can pretend.
I get a lot of heat from folks like, you told us to vote for Biden. What the fuck? What you gonna vote for?
Exactly. It's a prime. Because if you hadn't voted for Biden, the Ketanji Brown Jackson seat would have been filled by a conservative, and you would have had basically 2 or 3 liberals on the court, and you would have truly been screwed. So there is. The political system as it exists makes you a hostage. The two-party system makes you a hostage. The way that the Senate and the Electoral College are undemocratic makes you a hostage. The way that state legislatures can gerrymander districts so that they put you all into one district. So no matter how much you go out and vote, no matter how much voter turnout there is, you can only elect one representative because you're all in one district. And that is strategic. So the first thing, the only I would say that people can do is to start to understand the condition, and rather than to say, oh, there's a magic button that I can push and make this work. Or there's a march that I can go to and make this work. There's somebody I can give some money to and they can make this work. No, that's not how it works. It's a problematic system, and it's taken hundreds and hundreds of years to get you to this point. It's going to take a long time to dig your way out of it, and the only viable changes are structural changes, and all of the people who are on your side don't want the structural changes.
Do you still stand by the methodology of Black folks moving back to the South in order to take back the South?
I'm literally making a documentary about it right now. That's why I'm nice and chocolate, because I've been in the sun in Alabama, in Mississippi, and Louisiana all weekend.
Good.
Yeah.
In other news, how you doing? Everybody in here seems fine.
No. I'm just trying to make dinner. But look at my T-shirt.
Oh, I saw it already. Nina Simone, and it says mood, right? Yep. Yeah. That's the mood. I mean, I appreciate you just keeping it a buck, because I really feel like a lot of folks think it's gonna be like, if make some phone calls and march, and it's like, these folks they've been putting this together for a long time. They've been putting this together.
Yes,
you know. I'm gonna say we, because I was a part of the we for a while, but there was a certain cockiness. I never thought Trump would be voted in, and that was when I had my awakening. Like, right. Oh wait, what?
Right.
And then I saw a Confederate flag in the Bronx, and that's when I was like,
what? A Confederate flag in the Bronx? A flag in the Bronx?
I saw a Confederate flag waving in the Bronx.
Wow.
And I was, what are we doing? Where am I? And that's when I really knew, like, okay, this.
How, I was talking to people this weekend. We've been filming, and people who would say I was Bernie, but when Bernie wasn't a person, I was Trump. And I was like, what? They were like, they're very close. They're both populist. I'm like, what? Like, it's fascinating. It's fascinating how people can rationalize. And there's, listen, there's so many intersectional things that were happening in 2016. Russians, media giving too much attention to Trump and not holding him to the same account. Comey and his last minute thing with Hillary Clinton. But there was also just basic old sexism. We can't lose track of the fact that people search for reasons not to vote for that woman. And I'm like, I get it. I know. Listen, I get the super president thing. I get all that. But it's binary. The choice, it's either her or him. They're not going to be like, oh, you guys didn't vote this time, so we're just going to start over. We're going to scratch this ballot, and we're going to do another one because you didn't like these two people. No, it's binary. Somebody's going to get it. So, it's very, I don't know. It was fascinating hearing people talk about,
And,
yeah.
What are the states that you've been in so far to do, with the doc?
So we've done Atlanta, Georgia, New York, Mississippi, Louisiana. We're doing, I have to put this down. We're doing, sorry guys. We're doing, can I get this to go? Yeah, here it is. We're doing North Carolina and Illinois. We're going to do Chicago.
Oh. I'm on tour, and I go to Raleigh. I've never performed in Raleigh before. I've been performing in Raleigh July 15th, 16th, and 17th, and I'm trying to have organizers at the end of each of my shows. Each of my shows have an organizer come and speak to the audience about, what they're doing, and it can be around anything. It could be a food co-op, it could be defunding the police, etc. But
let me ask you about defunding the police and what do you think that is?
What do I think
what,
defunding?
what do you think that as a concept is in the discussion right now?
In a reform context, it is allocating funding from police to resources that improve.
Is it alive or is it dead?
Oh, do I think it's alive? For the people that are behind it, yeah. I mean, there's people that
I just black elected officials in liberal cities keep running away from it. So
I just saw Stacey Abrams talking about we need to give more money to the cops, and that.
But here's the situation that they're all stuck in, and here's the situation that makes us all trapped. And this is why I keep saying, until I get a black state, I'm not happy. They are all stuck in environments where they can't win unless they have white supporters as well as black ones. And the white people have become freaked out around the crime issue. They don't want to hear anything about defund the police. They have backtracked, many of them, from the notion, from the social justice reform ideology. And so the only way that they can win is to attract those people and not upset them. So all of them are doing the exact same thing. London Breed flipped the coin, and now she's surging people. She surged police out into the neighborhoods after she said she was going to transfer funds. Who's running for mayor of Los Angeles? I forget her name.
Karen Bass.
Karen Bass has basically said she is now wanting to add more police. We already know about Eric Adams and how he won in New York. Stacey looks around at Georgia and she knows that she can't pull this out without some percentage of the white vote, and probably a decent chunk of it. And so she has to jump on like it's so disheartening to see all of them have to do this. And I'm like, so if we are perpetually in a situation where we can't deliver the votes ourselves and we have to come begging people who are not necessarily in it with us, I'm like, I know people think I'm crazy. I'm like, Charles said, move all to the South or consolidate power. I'm like, I'm exhausted. I don't know what else to do. I can't beg anymore. First of all, I can never beg. And I know I can't, you're right? So it's just not my thing. And I'm just like, I don't know what else you guys want to do.